Hey everybody, this is Miss Mary. I'm a children's librarian at the Wanda Mount Pleasant Library, and in today's program, Ready to Ride, we're going to be learning all about different horse tack and grooming tools. I brought them here with me in the studio, and out on the farm, you'll see clips of me using everything we'll talk about here today on my special assistant, Faye. So, the first thing you're going to see is called Faye's halter. A halter is kind of like the collar on a dog. Most of the time horses don't wear these all day, you just put them on when you're going to be leading your horse somewhere. It has clips right here on the left side, because most of the work you do is from the horse's left side. So I can slide it up over her ears and then easily clip it onto her cheeks. This long rope here is called the lead line, and this is kind of like the leash for your collar if we're still using dog terms. Horses are taught to lead from a very young age. It's the most important thing they can learn, because in the wild, when horses live in herds, they play follow the leader a lot. And so when people lead horses around, the people are being the leaders, and the horses understand that they have to follow. Now that I've got Faye's halter on, this is going to be my first tool, and this is called a curry comb. It has these rough little edges in here, and a strap for my hand. And I'm going to use this and rub it in circular motions all over Faye to get a lot of loose hair to get knocked loose. She's got a lot of dirt. Horses are pretty dirty. They live outside, and sometimes they like to roll in the mud. So I'm going to use this to just break up any clumps of dirt and knock loose all that old hair. And it feels really good to the horse. It feels like a nice massage. While I'm brushing Faye, I'm going to be looking over her to see if there's any injuries, anything I might need to address before I get ready to go on a ride. Now that all that stuff is loose, I'm going to take this other brush and I'm going to use it like a broom, following the direction of the fur to sweep everything off. And this will get her coat looking nice and shiny. In this clip, you're going to see me using a hoof pick to clean out Faye's feet. Horses spend almost their whole day on their feet. They even sleep on their feet. They lie down for less than an hour a day. And so it's really important to keep them in good shape. So even if I don't think her feet are dirty, every time I ride, I'm going to clean out all 4 feet and make sure that they're looking nice and clean. There's nothing weird going on here. And did you know that horses' feet actually keep growing their whole lives, just like your fingernails? So out in the wild, when horses live out in Colorado, they might be running over rocky ground and wearing down their feet constantly. But Faye just lives in a pasture. She doesn't have any rocks, and so every 6 weeks, a blacksmith, also known as a farrier, will come out and trim her feet, just like you'd trim your fingernails. You'll also see me brushing her mane and tail here, and I brush it just like you would brush a person's hair. You just take a brush with some detangler and start at the bottom and work your way up. The main difference is that I don't have to wash it nearly as often, although I do use shampoo and conditioner just like you would with a person. And horses' manes aren't very sensitive, so if they're going through some thorns and they lose a few hairs here and there, they don't really care, and so that makes it a lot easier. I don't have to be super gentle while I'm brushing out all these tangles. Now that Faye is nice and clean, I'm going to put on her saddle. This isn't the saddle you'll see me use in the video. This is an older English saddle. There's 2 main types of saddles that we use here in the United States. There's the English saddle, which has its roots in European disciplines, and then a Western saddle, which is what you might associate with cowboys. So this English saddle is actually over 100 years old. They really don't make them any different than they used to, except that now a lot of them are made out of synthetic leather. This is called your stirrup, and when you're riding your horse, a lot of your weight is going to go in your foot down here. So it's really important to get the stirrups the right length, and you can use this strap to adjust it and get it where you need it to be. When I'm not using my stirrup, I'm going to put it up here so that it looks neat, and so if Faye is walking around, then it won't slap against her sides. If you were wondering how the saddle stays on, it is this invention called the girth, and this goes under the horse's chest right behind the front leg. It attaches on to these straps here, which are called the gullet straps. So I will buckle it on like this and then bring it around to the other side, and I can use this to adjust it and get it nice and tight. A lot of girths that are made today have this fuzzy stuff so that they're nice and comfortable for the horse, and they also have elastic here, which helps me tighten it. That is really helpful. Some horses learn how to hold their breath and puff up when you're doing the girth, and so that way they don't let you get it very tight. now that Faye is clean and I have her saddle on, the last thing I'm going to do is put on her bridle. This is not Faye's bridle. In the video you're going to see me using a bitless bridle, but this bridle does have a bit, and this part, so this metal part is what goes inside the horse's mouth, and then these two rings on the outside will help move their head around so that when you steer, you can tell the horse where to go. Horses actually don't have any teeth between their front and their back teeth, so there's a nice long gap where the bit can sit very comfortably. So the first thing you do to put it on is to get the bit in the mouth, and then you'll slide the top of the headstall over their ears, and then we have two straps that we're going to do. We have the throat latch here, and then we have a noseband, which goes underneath here. And these are called the reins. This is what I'm going to hold on to while I'm riding. So you have two, so you can control left and right, and you can steer using this, and then if you pull both at the same time, your horse knows how to stop. Finally, before I get on, I'm going to make sure I'm ready. So I'll have my boots on. I'm wearing the same boots today. These are good tough boots, and they've got a tough toe because horses can weigh over 1,000 pounds, and they have very hard hoofs, and they do not care where they step. So if you've ever been stepped on once, you know that you need to wear really good shoes. And I'm also going to put on my helmet. Falling off a horse can be pretty dangerous, so it's important to protect your brain, just like with a bike or a motorcycle, or anything else where you're not completely in control of what's going on. So now you're ready to ride, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself and learned a couple things about horses. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye!